Is there oil and gas in Namibia? This is a question that I have been asked several times, and in this particular video, I am going to give you an answer to that question as well as give you a brief overview of the oil and gas industry in Namibia so that you can be able to understand whether Namibia has oil and gas and what that means to this great republic of Namibia. But first, an overview. Namibia has become a hotspot when it comes to the oil and gas industry, especially given the recent oil and gas discoveries that has been made offshore by companies such as Shell and Total Energies. That has put Namibia on the map, and it has made it a country that has potential for oil and gas resources. It has become a country that has potential to become a great or a prolific oil and gas producing nation in Africa as well as in the world. And as you can imagine, every time there is an oil discovery in a country, it actually provides a lot of excitement to the people within the country. And also it becomes an area of interest to investors and entrepreneurs who may want to get involved in that particular sector. And that is the case with Namibia. But to answer your question, does Namibia has oil and gas, or is there oil and gas in Namibia? The straight answer to your question is that yes, there are significant oil and gas resources in Namibia. According to Namibia's National Petroleum Company, NAMCO, you have places like Orange Basin, which contains about 11 billion barrels of light oil and 2.2 trillion cubic feet of natural gas reserves. These are significant oil and gas resources that, if extracted or if successfully produced, can actually help Namibia when it comes to expanding its economy as well as diversifying its economy by investing the oil and gas revenues that will be generated in other sectors or to improve the other sectors of the economy. Oil and gas resources are a huge opportunity for a country like Namibia, and it all depends on how those resources will be spent. We have seen cases of countries that have successfully been able to actually produce and utilize the oil and gas revenues that are generated. And at the same time, we have also cases of countries that has not been very good when it comes to managing their natural resources. In Namibia, it all depends on how they go about it. If they manage the resources well, if they manage the revenues that will be generated well, the oil and gas resources in Namibia will be beneficial to the people and the economy of Namibia. If it is mismanaged, if it is stolen, if corruption sets in, then it will become a problem not only to the people of Namibia as well as to the people who will be involved in some of these things. But the good thing about Namibia having oil and gas resources is that it comes with a lot of business and job opportunities that the people of Namibia as well as other investors and entrepreneurs can be able to tap into. And the good thing is that the government of Namibia at the moment is actually encouraging investors, is encouraging investment into the oil and gas industry in Namibia. They are pro-business. They are actually putting in place good measures and good policies that will attract investment into the oil and gas industry in Namibia. And this is something that I think is commendable. It's something that should be encouraged because you want to see those resources or such an industry growing because it's going to have a huge benefit to the economy and the people of Namibia. Another important aspect that actually this can have is the fact that you want to have the conversation about local participation and local content being at the center of whatever is going on when it comes to the oil and gas sector in Namibia. There are opportunities for local businesses in Namibia or local entrepreneurs in Namibia to actually get involved across the oil and gas value chain, and in particular the upstream oil and gas industry in Namibia. But that will require building of local content or local capacity, ensuring that entrepreneurs are aware of the opportunities that are available and are actually taking steps to ensure that they are ready to tap into those opportunities when they become available in Namibia. As you can see, there is oil and gas in Namibia, and while a lot of work needs to be done to be able to turn the already existing exploration results into tangible production, it means that there is opportunity for Namibia to join the oil and gas producing nation. And the oil and gas industry in Namibia, particularly the upstream oil and gas value chain, comes with a lot of benefits, a lot of job opportunities, a lot of business opportunities that you can be able to tap into. So if you are an investor, if you are an entrepreneur, if you are someone who is seeking a job in the oil and gas industry in Namibia, you should consider Namibia positively. You should probably take time to research and understand how the oil and gas industry in Namibia works. And if you can, actually take time to go into Namibia and look for how you can be able to get involved in the oil and gas industry in Namibia. Beyond the upstream oil and gas sector in Namibia, you are going to find that there are opportunities in the midstream oil and gas industry in Namibia, as well as the downstream oil and gas industry in Namibia. And as you take time to research and get involved in the Namibian oil and gas industry, you are going to understand more how that sector works in Namibia and the available opportunities that you can be able to tap into across the entire value chain. And as you learn more about oil and gas opportunities or oil and gas industry in Namibia, one of the areas that you need to actually look into are the rules and regulations that govern the oil and gas industry in Namibia. And when I talk about rules and regulations, I'm looking at the legal structure as well as the fiscal structure that govern the upstream, midstream, and downstream oil and gas sector in Namibia. And this is important because oil and gas is one of the highly regulated industries in each and every country where they exist. And that applies to Namibia as well. So as you get into the industry, as you try to seek for opportunities in the oil and gas industry in Namibia, you will need to align your business or your professional career to the rules and regulations that govern that industry in the country. So take time to study and even invest in seeking professional advice or help in understanding the legal structure, the fiscal structure of the oil and gas industry in Namibia. And if you have been wondering whether there is oil and gas in Namibia, I do hope that this video actually gives you an idea or at least a basic answer in terms of understanding that there are oil and gas resources in Namibia, and you can possibly get involved in this sector if you are interested in, whether as a professional or in terms of investing in the oil and gas industry in Namibia. The oil and gas industry in Namibia is still in its early stages, but it has a great potential to actually not only create opportunities for local people in Namibia, but also provide an opportunity for investors to get involved in this particular industry. This is especially true given the recent oil and gas discoveries in Namibia, which prove that there is a working petroleum or hydrocarbon system within Namibia. So if you are interested in finding out if there are oil and gas opportunities in Namibia, watch the video on your screen right now. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not, and I'll see you in the next video.